Sean Diddy Combs faces life in prison if convicted on federal charges of racketeering and sex trafficking. Sean Diddy Combs' rise to prominence, first in the hip-hop community and then as a globally recognized music mogul, was highlighted in a new documentary. Born and raised in New York, Diddy's colorful past came to life through stories told by a childhood friend, a former employee and singer Albie Shore, who has a son with Diddy's late ex-girlfriend, Kim Porter. Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy, was released months after the fallen rapper was charged with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud or coercion, and transportation to engage in prostitution in a federal indictment unsealed September 17. In a statement to Fox News Digital about the documentary, a rep for Diddy said, "This documentary recycles and perpetuates the same lies and conspiracy theories that have been slung against Mr. Combs for months. It is disappointing to see NBC and Peacock rolling in the same mud as unethical tabloid reporters. By providing a platform for proven liars and opportunists to make false criminal accusations, the documentary is irresponsible journalism of the worst kind." Here's a look at the top bombshells from the Peacock special. Violent threat. Porter, a former model who dated Diddy for 13 years, had 3 children with the Last Night singer, twins Jesse James and Lila, and sons Christian and Justin. Her third son, Quincy, she shared with her ex, singer Albie Shore. Diddy later adopted Quincy. Albie Shore, whose legal name is Albert Joseph Brown III, broke his silence and admitted he was once warned by Porter that he would get killed if he dabbled in Diddy's lifestyle. "You have to keep in mind what people were fed in this propaganda against me over the years. Oh, Puffy did this and adopted your kid. If you hadn't noticed, his name is still Brown," the singer says. "People thought I was absent and things of that nature. I was basically instructed." Combs wasn't too happy about anyone with a relationship with Kimberly. Kimberly said, "Don't get involved. You will get killed. Even to the point where I remember," Shore said before stopping himself. He then told producers that ongoing legal matters prevented him from discussing the situation further. Porter died in November 2018 of pneumonia. She was 47. Her death was determined natural by the County of Los Angeles Department of Medical Examiner's Office. Albie Shore referred to her death as her murder, before wondering out loud, "Am I supposed to say allegedly?" He claimed to have seen the former model before her death and remembered she looked to be in good health. Upon hearing she died of pneumonia, he thought, "Nah, something is not right with this." Porter allegedly made Shore promise not to speak about their lives, "because she was in complete fear of my life," he said. Before her death, she was keeping a diary and things of that nature, he claimed. Someone got the passcode to her phone and her computer, and they found out she was writing what was going on behind closed doors. Deadly stampede. In 1991, Diddy headlined a charity basketball game at City College of New York that turned deadly. More than 5,000 people attempted to enter a gymnasium to witness the benefit between Diddy and Heavy D, but the gym could only fit 2,730. Fans desperate to see the game, and other big names, including Mike Tyson and LL Cool J, attempted to break through double doors that opened inward as opposed to swinging outward, and a massive crowd swell rushed toward the entrance. The doors remained closed for 15 minutes as fans tried to gain entrance, ultimately crushing nearly 30 people, 9 of whom died. Criminal charges weren't pressed, but Diddy, at 22, faced a number of civil suits filed by the families of the victims. One of the victims, Sonia Williams, was given a ticket to the event that day by Combs. Her brother, Sonny Williams Jr., recalled a meeting with Diddy 6 years into litigation on his late sister's case. Williams was brought to Diddy's office and was offered $50,000. "I remember looking around the office, and I'm seeing all these plaques now on the wall," Williams said. "I said, 'Brother, you got all this going on, and you offered me $50,000. He said, "Sonny, man, listen, man, that's real generous. That's a generous donation." And I lost it. I said, "Is Sonia your FNJ friend? You offered me $50,000, and you gave Sonia the ticket to go to that event. That was a slap in my face. Growing up, Diddy's childhood. That's what we were privy to. This is what we were fed, Patterson said. Was it desensitizing us? I'm sure it was. Were we aware of it? No, that was just Saturday night. Diddy's father, Melvin Early Combs, died in an ambush shooting when Diddy was 3 years old. Melvin Combs, a drug dealer, was allegedly caught selling drugs to an undercover officer and then was reportedly killed for talking to the police. Following his father's death, Diddy and his mother were left with money that afforded them a lifestyle unlike their peers, and Diddy was often bullied by his peers for being a rich kid in class. Patterson and his mother moved into the Combs home at Janice's request. Patterson noted that he protected Diddy from bullies, and the pair regularly attended parties at his childhood home where they were exposed to alcohol and marijuana at a young age. He was around all types of alcohol. He was around reefer smoke, Patterson said. He was around drug addicts, around lesbians, around homosexuals. He was around pimps and pushers. That was just who was in our house. Dead wrong. Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, claimed Diddy could have been involved in the 1997 drive-by shooting death of the notorious B.I.G. Rap's greatest rivalry still remains an unsolved mystery nearly 30 years after the death of prolific West Coast rapper Tupac, who was shot multiple times in September 1996 while riding in the passenger seat of a vehicle driven by Death Row Records founder Marion, Suge Knight. His death fueled even bigger flames in the infamous East Coast-West Coast rap rivalry of the 90s, which included notorious B.I.G. 6 months after Shakur died. Biggie was shot and killed in Los Angeles. Biggie, born Christopher Wallace in Brooklyn, signed with Diddy's Bad Boy Records label in 1993. His first album, Ready to Die, has sold more than 6 million copies. His second album, Life After Death, has another 11 million on the books. Biggie was 24 years old when he was shot and killed in a drive-by shooting outside the Peterson Automotive Museum in Los Angeles March 9, 1997. Deal remembered the crazy week leading up to Biggie's death and recalled the rapper telling people he had to be in London, although Deal claimed Diddy was telling people he ain't going to London that whole week. Following Biggie's shooting, Deal remembered, Puff ran out the hospital door and grabbed my arm and said, "Gene, we've got to pray." Pray for what? That N is dead, bro. Diddy just was stunned. He had this look in his eye like he couldn't believe Biggie was dead, Deal said. When Deal was asked if he believed Diddy had anything to do with Biggie's death, he said, "I think that he placed B.I.G. in that atmosphere. So, did he directly have something to do with it? He could have." Combs told The Wendy Williams Show in 2017, "I'll always feel some form of responsibility because I'm in this thing with him. He's my artist. He was supposed to go to London that night, and I let him talk me into not going to London and staying in LA. And that's something that really bothered me throughout my life."